Hello and welcome. My name is JJ and I'm a folder of paper, origami paper. I love flowers though, so I make origami flowers. In the previous video I created a reverse squared flower of my own design, while I meant to create a spiral basic flower of my own design. And now I'm going to do the spiral flower to show you how that one looks like. I'm going to start with the stem. This time I got some darker paper for this. And I roll it up from the very tip. So it's like a little spiral in there. You spiral it and then you roll it up and builds up and builds up and starts going sideways. If you keep the angle right, you end up with a very nice stem. And this can be also used as a tool for some things, for curling, for something like that. So, most of the folding I'm going to do is going to be in the air, because I fold on the subways while traveling to work and from work, and I leave the flowers there because, well, I don't know, I just like leaving flowers in the subway, it's fun. So, I'm going to get a square out of this piece of paper because most of my folding is out of a square sheet of paper, but I work with full sheets of paper for this little strip here in which I record my new designs if I do come up with one on the subway. So we have this, and we will go into the diagonal folds. And I jump a little bit of the steps, just create a plus, like I did in the previous video. I didn't really explain that part. And flatten it out, flip one, flatten, flip the whole thing, flip one, flatten, and this creates all the folds that are necessary for the water bomb base, I suppose. I don't know, I call this one the crane base because, well, I make origami cranes, and this is the basic base for origami cranes. Anyways, so after this point, I go up to the kite base by putting those sides to the center. I put those sides to the center, and I'm going to put them on the inside, like I did in the previous video. Honestly, I should be skipping those steps from now on. Nah, unless there's somebody watching that is a beginner, which shouldn't really be watching this one, should be watching something like, oh, I'll make a piggy, or something like that. But, because, I don't know, my flowers aren't really that easy to make, most of them, especially the spiral lock, which is possibly in the future, show you. So, we have the kite base, and instead of bringing it up like I did before, stupidly, I bring this corner up to the top corner, making a mountain fold of 2 layers to create this crease. And just make this crease up to the middle. Don't have to make it all the way down, but it doesn't really matter if you do. And then flip the whole thing and do the same thing. So now there's a crease. This is mountain, this is valley, and when you open it up, each part has a mountain valley, as is. So now the next step is kind of difficult. We're going to open this up into a star, pretty much. So we bring this middle valley fold, okay, this middle valley fold to this edge right here. So we're going to do this edge lines up with this valley fold at that base. And I do this for all the petals. And I do this for all the petals. And this opens up into a nice little star, but it's not locked away yet. So we bring it to this side. As you can see, this side has the spiral. And spiral lock consists of a spiral and then lock. So we take this edge right here, each of these, and fold this side edge to that middle valley fold to lock it away. We're gonna have to straighten out the previous fold right here to do that, and that locks it away. And now we repeat this for all of those. Bring that edge to that center valley fold, and do the same thing here, and same thing there. And by the end of it, it should be kind of open like that. But what we're gonna do is just press the middle, and it should pop like a button. And then straighten out the valley folds of the star. And if those segments are still sticking out like this, for example, you can tuck them right underneath, and then flatten this to the petal bottom. And now we have that spiral that I said, it's like a button. You can still unhook it and push it back, but the flower is going to be in this position. So at this point I usually open it up a little bit, rip it, a little rip there, so that I can insert the stem at the end. And then I wiggle it a bit so I can actually put it in there. So it's like a squash, half a squash, really. And then flip it over, it's a star. So there are many things you could do with this. You could curl it this way, you could curl it the other way, you can curl it first this way, then that way. That's variations, but I'll do the most basic one. So I'll take this stem that I use as a tool, and take this and start curling the center over top. And when I'm done with one, I can either take it out or I can leave it in and pull it, and that creates a curl. So it's like a spiral center and a spiraled flower petal. And then do the same thing for all the other ones. Such. And third one. And yes, the paper is going to be a little unruly, and it's going to get a little crinkly where you start rolling it, because it's a couple layers and you're rolling 2 layers or so. And yeah, it's going to be, but don't worry. So spiral, and then it's that. So this is the basic spiral, and then to insert the stem, I poke through it, wiggle it out to make a little bigger hole, and then fold this to create this tension here, and it goes right in there. It's going to stop at that point, and now it's a spiral basic flower of my own design. I really like spinning them, it's fun. Anyways, that's that one. It can be curled outwards, it can be curled inwards and then outwards, and this one's only curled inwards. But it's really fun looking, isn't it? And it's really fun to do it on a pentagon, hexagon, octagon. Doesn't always work out the same, but they do look nice. And that's why I leave them around in the subway, because because people like them. And yeah. So this is the spiral basic flower. I mean, there's so much to do with it. There's so many things to add to it that you don't even know, but you will maybe. So this is basic flower. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.